Hi guys, welcome to this tutorial. In this one I want to show you how you can create a juice box, a milkshake box, or something with this kind of design or form. We get to see such kinds of design on things like soap, packaging. Yeah. So I did a little research some time back, I think last year, and I found a very few videos on YouTube that demonstrate how to do this, or how you can do it in other softwares. The main video that I found was done in 3ds Max, but I thought I should do it in Cinema 4D. So I will show you what I think is the fastest way for you to model something like this, and yeah, you have a general idea of how to do it. Okay, so I'll be slow, and I won't be too fast. I'll show you each and every step. So let's get started. So I do not know the measurements of that juice box, so I'll just create some fake measurements, but I will try to keep it in the same kind of scale. Okay, so let me just get rid of my weight plane and my horizon and my weight forward axis. Then I will just shrink this, okay, to something like so. Then I'll just shrink it to something like so. Also push this just a little bit, yeah, something like that. I think let me push it a little, yeah, something like this. We can work with something like this. It should be okay. We'll bring up my lines, and B. Then I'll add a few segments. I'll add 2 segments in my X, 2 segments in my Y. This should be okay. This is pretty much okay for what we need so far. Then I'll make this thing editable. Then we can go to our face mode, and then since this thing is symmetrical, we only need to model one side. We don't have to model everything. So I'll just delete half of this thing, just delete this thing. Okay, so I'll just work with one side. Then later on I'll add a symmetry modifier, and then it will flip to the other side. Okay, so let's start with the modeling of the top. So we're going to add in a loop cut. Add in a loop cut, NU the keyboard, and we'll make a loop cut, something like so. Then we want to extrude these polygons here on top. Okay, so the first thing is we have to create an opening. So if I bring up my reference, if you look at this, there is an opening between this box and where this what do you call this, where this part is. Yeah, there is an opening in between, so we need to create an opening here. So for us to create that opening, we will just extrude this just a little bit, something like so, something like that. This will create an opening for us. Then we can now extrude this further by extruding it like so, something like that. Yeah, this should be okay. Okay, next thing is we come down here and select these polygons at the bottom, select them, and then we can extrude them out like so. Okay, so I think I just push this down a little bit further like that, and we will need to scale these. We need to scale these two shapes. So you can scale them like so. Okay, just scale them like this. Then it creates that that form over there. Okay, we can now go to our front view here, and then you're able to see that this is how it is. So from the look of the reference, you see it starts off big. It starts off big from here, and then it becomes small down there. Okay, so we'll just have to scale the base of this thing. Okay, so let me just select these two faces, then go back to my front view, and then I'm going to scale them like so. I'll scale them in like so, and you see what I'm getting. From the top it's big, and then going down it's actually small. Let me just make it something like so, because the subdivision modifier is going to affect it. Then we can push this, we can move this towards the boundary of the box. Okay, something like that. This looks okay for now. Okay, so just go back to our object mode. Okay, then we want to do a test. We want to see how it looks like, so we're going to add a subdivision modifier, subdivision surface modifier. Then we're going to grab our cube and throw it in there. We're going to make it a child, and you see what's happening already. We already have something going on there. Okay, so we can select our cube, and then we can just start adding some loop cuts, so that we can it's too round right now. It's too round, so we want to give it some form, want to give it some tightening there. Okay, so we can add a loop cut. Let's go right click, loop cut, or loop cut or ML on the keyboard. So we're just going to add something like a loop cut down there, and then it gives us this form. Then we want also to tighten this corner. It's too round. It's too round. Let me see. Okay, no, it's too round, so we can add an edge loop somewhere here. Add an edge loop somewhere here. Okay, see that? Okay, not bad. Then we also need to work on the top part, this part. Okay, so we can add an edge loop in between, so that it can relax this a little bit. And I think we can also add an edge loop around here, just to tighten it up a little bit. Then we can also add an edge loop to this thing, so that we can give it a little bit of thickness, something like that. I think let me add it close to that edge, something like that, so that it has got a bit of rounding. So if I was to turn off my lines with NA on the keyboard and go back to my object mode, you see that we already have that kind of thing going on there. Okay, then let me see. Let's try to create this this part. You see this part which goes on top. Let's try to see if we can create that. So we're just going to disable the subdivision preview. Let's go to our object. Okay, so in order to do that, I think we're going to add the loop cut. Actually, there are the two ways that we can do it. There's a number of ways that we can do it. So the first one is we can just select this part. Let me see if it's going to work. We can select this part, select all these faces, on top. Then we can scale them out like so. So holding my control, I can extrude them outer. Okay, so holding control, then dragging my mouse, I can extrude to something like so. Okay, something like so. And we can make some few adjustments to the inside part. Okay, so let's turn on our subdivision preview. You see that? Okay, not too bad. Okay, we can still do some adjustments to it. So we can go in there, then we can add a loop cut. I think let's add two loop cuts should work. Let's add a loop cut. loop cut. Where's my loop cut? Okay, it's here. So we can add a loop cut there, then we can add a loop cut there. Okay, it's totally going around. It's going all the way around. Okay, we'll see how we can fix that. We're just testing right now. We'll still go back to it. Then I'll select this part. I need to select this this path. So select, then loop selection, select this loop, and you will have to let's see what we can do to it. Let's try to push it in. Okay, if I push it in, it's also going out that direction, so we don't want that to happen. Okay, so we're going to have a path select. Let me do a path selection, and I will sorry, let's go to path, polygon, path, loop select. Then I will have to deselect all these other parts that have been selected. Okay, so I will selection. This should work. Yeah. So just have to deselect these like a manual deselection. Deselect these things. Okay. Then we are going to fix a number of things after, so don't worry about that. Deselect this part as well. Okay, so now we can I think something went off. Okay, something went off when we were. Okay, let me just undo all the steps that I've taken. Okay, I think everything, it was just my angle, so let me just redo everything. Yeah, so at this point we want to move. Let me just bring my access to somewhere there so that you can be seeing what's going on. I'm going to extrude this on the other side, so coding control and just extrude this like so. Okay, so this part was also selected, so I need to deselect this part. Never deselected these things. Okay, round selection. Okay, let me just deselect these things like so. Deselect. Okay, this should be okay. Then I'll just move these, holding control and move them in, just extrude them in like that. So if we run our subdivision file, yeah, we have that kind of thing going on there. Okay, we have that kind of thing going on there. Paying attention to the back. Okay, I'll put something there. We're going to fix this, don't worry, we'll fix this. Okay, why is this going on top? I'm not sure, but I think it was because of an edge there, so we're going to delete that part. Okay, so let me just go. Okay, so far we already have something like this, so we can add a little bit of detail to this thing. Okay, let me just go to my subdivision and add. So you see, because my subdivision is set to 2 in the viewport, so we have got like this kind of shading thing that is going on there. But if we bring it up to like 3, you see it becomes like smoothed out, becomes like very smoothed out, just like that. Okay, so let's go back to our cube. Then we want to give this a little bit of thickness, so we're going to add in more like a loop cut to this thing. We'll add some loop cuts around, not just some, to hold the edges and the like. So I'm going to go to a loop cut. Let's see, yeah, loop cut. Then I'll add the loop card here. I'll add where else? Add the loop card there. I think it's not necessary. Let me see. Let me add one around in the center. Then here I'll also add one in the center. And let me run. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Just giving it a little bit of detail. Okay, just giving it a little bit of detail. But this won't be so much in focus unless if you're shooting a close-up shot. Yeah, but you can get away with it just like that. You know, you can get away with it just like that. Okay, let's try to see how we can work on these other pieces here. So let's see, let's go to our front view. Okay, so it was creating a rounding because we have this part. We need to delete this. Okay, we need to delete this part, delete this part. I think I deleted something from the inside. It wasn't supposed to be deleted, so delete these parts, delete this. What's going on? Okay, delete this part, delete this part, and also delete this one. Okay, and also delete this too. Okay, then we have that kind of thing going on there. Then we'll go to our front view mode. We want these points to be on 0, so let's go to our points mode. We want all these points to be on 0, so we just select them and coordinate. Let's see, so first I have to 0 them, so I'll just apply a scale. I'll 0 them, holding my control on the keyboard. I'll 0 them like so, and let me see. Yeah, so with my coordinates down here, with my coordinates, so this is in the, I think this is my X, so if I can just put it as 0, yeah, they go to my center. So my my symmetry is going to work just okay. Symmetry is just going to work okay. Okay, let's see. Now at the back we had an issue at the back. I think let's go to my, this is my front, so let's go to my back. Yeah, and my back here we had these points that were going beyond. Okay, beyond. So how we're going to fix this is we're going to, let's try this, let's try to select them and let's try to push them like so. Okay, we're trying to push them like so. And okay, oh, what we can do is let's just grab every point. Okay, then go to my my scale, and then I'm just going to scale them to like 0. So holding shift on my keyboard, holding shift on my keyboard, and scale them to 0 so that everything can be at the same point. Okay, like that. Okay, and let's try to smooth this. Okay, so this part everything is working okay, but at the back we are seeing that I think the edges are too close to each other, so so we can hack this. Yeah, we can hack this. Let's see what we can do. I think there are too many edges here going on, so we can hack this. Okay, so we can let's see, what can we do? I think we can delete some edges. So let's go to my loop select, select this loop, select this loop, select that loop. Okay, So after selecting these, we can now deselect the ones that we don't want to delete. So holding Control and deselect these. So there will be more like n-gons, but they won't be spotted much. Okay, something like that. And we can dissolve these at the back. So dissolve, okay, dissolve that, and let's try to run our subdivision. Okay, looks pretty good so far. Okay, let's try to, if we were to push this, okay, if we were to push this to make it a little more rounding. So let's just select this edge, which is there. Deselect this one on top, select this one. Okay, so we're going to push these like so. Okay, then it becomes more rounding. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's how you can create this little detail. This is just an idea. There are several ways that you can do that you can achieve something like this. Okay. Yeah. So even for the bottom part, it's the same thing. Even for the bottom part, but most of the times I don't model the bottom part because it's not going to be seen by the camera. It's not really that important, unless if you're going to shoot at the bottom of the camera, if it's an animation. Okay, but for the sake of those that wish to model the bottom part, okay, so you just come to the bottom part. Since you already have a loop that has already been cut, so you can just select these two. Then we create that space again, just extrude this just a little bit, like so. Then we can now extrude, okay, to like so. Then we grab these two from the inside, then we extrude them like so. Okay, then we bring up our scale tool and scale this like so. Then we're also going to scale it on the Y like so. Then we go back to our front view. Let's go to our front view and we can push this to up like so. Okay, it should be okay for now. And go back to our object mode and then let's activate our subdivision. Yeah, and yeah, you've got that bottom cap there. You have that bottom cap. So I think we can add a little bit more detail. I think it's not detail, so we can add something like a loop cut. We can add a loop cut, to this part. Okay, in this part on top. Then somewhere here, was it necessary? Let me try to add one here. Okay, yeah, that's better. So yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, that's better, I think. Then I think the bottom has become flat. So we need to we can adjust this. We can just select, we can do a loop selection to this thing, and then we can move we can move these edges, or we can just dissolve them. Okay, we can just dissolve them, and yeah, put something like that. Okay, so now that we've got something like this, just to give it a little bit more detail, I think we can squash it a little bit. So we can go to my points mode. Then can select this point, also select this point and that point. then I can more like scale them a little bit, like I'm squashing them just a little bit, then I can go to my side view, then I can push it a little bit, just giving it a little bit more of detail there. Okay, so we have something like that. I think I pushed it a little bit too far, so I think let me leave the front part just the way it is, then I'll push the one at the, I think I can make it bulge instead of, yeah, I think I can just make them bulge instead of making them go the other direction. Yeah, so you can just push them out like so. It's just a little detail that we are giving to our form, and I think this line is too ugly for me. Okay, what can we do? Let's push this. I think let's push this and go back. Okay, not too bad. Then again, let me just push the ones that are at the center. Let me just scale the ones that are at the center. So I'll just scale them in like so. Yeah, that is okay. I think that is okay. Okay, we can just bring in our symmetry modifier, then I'll bring it under the cube, then I'll just plug in my cube under my symmetry, and yeah, there it is. So just, yeah, there it is, guys. We have our this is our high detailed, our high poly juice box. Okay, then at the base, I think I never added a lot of detail. I think I can add some detail to this part, so we can just add in a loop cut. So we can bring in a loop cut there just to make it a little bit more just too sharp. I wanted it to be more like a bit round, yeah, something like that. So like I said, this is the base. You're not going to shoot this part, so it won't be so much of concern, yeah, but that's how you can model that base part. Okay, yeah, so that's it, guys. That's it. Yes, yeah, so you can leave your comments and leave your likes, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and I'll do a UV mapping of the same juice box in the next video, and some renders. Yeah, all right, thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you in the next one.